anything for my YouTube. So I'm on two different platforms right now. YouTube on one side, and I have Instacam on this side. So check this out. Um, I don't know if I put this on YouTube yet, but I have three different plots right now that I created. I did this thing where I took these um, bottles right here. I'm gonna grab one that's kind of. So this is my retaining wall and also watering distribution system. So I put some clay in here, and you see these holes right here. These holes are so that when I water the top, it will retain some water. You see the condensation. It's going to maintain and keep the water in and act as my wall to keep the dirt together. Okay. That was completely missed on this side. Anyway, so in this plot right here, I have moringa just in the what do you call it? I have moringa just in the clay. There's no other stuff in there except for clay. The what do you call it? The Georgia clay. That is all that's in there, and I have a screen to cover. I have a screen to cover because it's going to keep the birds from eating my seeds. There you go. Anyway, next plot. Um, all that's in this plot right here, it is, I put a ground cover. There's no ground cover over here. No ground cover whatsoever. None. No ground cover. But in here, I have some ground cover, which is this black cloth, and that is in there. And what's on top, that's on the bottom. And then I have some homemade compost, which it looks like this. I made this compost, so what's in there is seashells, eggshells, ground ground coffee, coffee grounds used, and fruits and vegetable pieces that we did not use. So what I'm about to do is that's all that is in here. That's on the bottom, and then what's on top of it right now, those are banana leaves. We've been growing some banana trees. We have some growing right now. Those are from last year. They died. I cut them down and I let them sit. They're dried up, and that is also to keep the birds from eating the seeds. But I will also cover when I'm done planting stuff in here, because there's nothing in there at all. I'm going to put the screen on top of that. So, and then what do we have here? I mixed up. So, like what I have in the bottom of this, I have some mash, which is, I made some, okay, let me explain this real quick. I took, um, I took some, well, a whole bunch of boxes and paper, and what I did was I actually put them into some water, let them soften up, mashed it up, and now that is my ground cover. Like, I let it dry. I let it get dry, and now that is my ground cover. This is not trying to stay up at all. Hold on. Let's see if I do it this way. Boom. That's not trying to work. Hold on. It has to see a way to make that stay. Anyway, but that's what's in the bottom there. That's the ground cover that's in there is mashed up. Like I said, I mashed up a whole bunch of oh damn, that's not what I'm trying to do. Boom. Turn this down just a little bit. Alright. I'm trying not to get my neighbor's stuff. This might be a delivery that I'm getting. I just poked up. But so yeah, that's what's in there right now. I have Miracle Grow. I have this pith. This is what do you call it? Like cocoa pith. So it's gonna actually expand with water. So I'm mashing that up. I have Miracle Grow and some manure mixed with compost in here. I said, just to be funny, but anyway, it's in what do you call it? In compost, and that's something that I bought. But what I'm about to do is I'm going to incorporate my own. I made this. I made this compost right in my backyard. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen that I put what do you call it? I put a whole bunch of. Oh, I forgot to mention. When I find I find like a worm out here, I throw the worm into my compost. So throw the worms in there and contribute to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate that into the soil. And you could use tools. You can use a spade, like how I have right here. This is a spade. You can do that, or you can just go old school and use your hands. Mix it in. Mix it all in. I mean, it's really not gonna hurt you to get your hands a little bit dirty. I'm trying to tell you. Like I said, this pith right here, I was breaking it up with a hammer earlier. But yeah, just mix it in with the hands. And I'm going to cover this up also when I figure out when I'm going to plant it here. And I'm going to cover it up with my screen so that the birds can't get to my seeds. There are no seeds in here now. All right. I think that's pretty good. And like I said, what I have in here for the ground cover is the mash that I created with boxes and paper. All right. I'm about to end this live. It's really all I need to do right now. And I have my water retaining system, which I'm going to do it again since I didn't do it for my YouTube. So I'm going to explain what it is by doing it. Anyway, so I have the hose in the bottom like I just showed you. It looks like a pincher. And I'm going to unscrew this. And as you see, there's already some water in there. Not much water has gone out of it, but fill it up. And once I fill this up, of course, it's going to take a lot longer than that if it's empty like the rest of these. Close it up. Boom. So I have the hose in the bottom and it's going to water the roots directly. It's going to go directly to the roots because it's just a concept that I had. I'm experimenting. I'm trying it out. We're going to see how this works. So like I said, this will do purpose. This actually still this has clay inside of it in order to like weigh it down. I mean, because these would just blow away in the wind if there was no clay in there. There's actually less clay in there than there is in the other ones. And yeah, that's about it. So I'm gonna end this line. This is what I'm doing. I mean, and like I said, I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna plant in here. And when I'm done planting, I'm gonna cover it up with my screen, which is over here. I'm just gonna cover it up to make sure the birds are not eating my stuff, my seeds. And then when they start growing on their own and they're not seeds anymore, they can fend for themselves, then I'm gonna, well, I might actually do another thing too. I have some like copper mesh that I might put around to make sure no slugs get around. We'll see if it's long enough to go all the way around. And if not, well, I have a few of them. I might just use some wire, some copper wire to go around because they don't like the copper. That's about it. And also what I'm going to use for deterrent, for pest deterrent, I'm going to take the number 2 out of the cat litter, and I'm going to toss that over to the side, and I'm going to use the number 1 soaked cat litter that has already been used, and I'm going to put that around the perimeter in order to keep the what do you call this away. Yep, that's for me. I'll come get it, man. Yeah, sure. Doing the tutorial there. It's all right, man. Yeah, I knew that was for me. Yeah, it's a hill. He just ran down that damn hill. Yep, that is definitely mine. Put that in the refrigerator. Anyway, so, man, I'll see you in the next video. Swell Justice. Peace. I'm done, so that's done.